morning everybody, my name's Becky. I am Becky B Crafty here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and welcome to Flossmas Day 7. I had to turn around to check the date then with some of my advent boxes because I couldn't remember what date it was. Flossmas Day 7. So thank you for joining me. These are my small bite-sized videos every day throughout December showing you what I get in my crafty advent calendars. I've got 3 crafty advent calendars this year. 2 stitchy ones from Laura at Cotton and Clay and Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and a Toft crochet advent calendar where we crochet something mystery every year with a little bit of the pattern coming every day. This one today is going to be a bit of a longer video. Quite a few of you have been really interested in the Toft crochet advent calendar, and I'm just going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9th Toft advent calendar I have done, which is every single one right from the beginning when they started in 2017. So after I've opened my advent calendars and shown you what goodies I've got today, I am going to show off all the advents of Toft's Christmas past, because as I say, quite a few of you have been interested in them, so you'll be able to see what's been in previous years. So we will get started with the advent calendars for today. So spoilers for Caterpillar Cross Stitch Advent Calendar Day 7 if you've not opened it yet. So it's another small box, a bit of the scene on the back, and today's fact says mistletoe berries can shoot out their seeds like an explosion. Wow, that's interesting. So let's have a look what's in here today. Ooh, interesting. We've got a lovely sparkly DMC thread E321. You can see the sparkle a little bit there as I move it around. It's a lovely sparkly DMC thread. So that's day 7 from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So that's fantastic, thank you. This one is day 7 of Laura from Cotton and Clay's 24 Days of Stitchmas Advent Calendar. So spoilers if you've got that and you've not opened day 7 yet. I'm really hoping this is what I think it is. Feels like scissors. And scissors is something that I haven't got very much of. I like to be prepared and have sort of needle minder, scissors and everything in each project bag so that I can just grab it and then go if I need to. Oh my goodness. Let me turn them that way around. Laura, they are beautiful. They're almost like wings. You can see like the wings and the feathers, but they're really bright, iridescent. So they've got sort of like greens and pinks and purples. Oh, Laura, they're beautiful. So they will be getting put straight into a project bag at some point today and used. And last but not least, this is day 7 of my Toft crochet advent calendar. So spoilers if you've got that one and you've not opened it yet. It is another ball of yarn. And today we've got Ruby. So lovely bright Christmassy ruby red. And I haven't had a look at the pattern yet for today, so I'm not entirely sure what we're crocheting. But I will show off tomorrow, in tomorrow's Flossmas video, what we crochet with that today. If you've been following on with my other Flossmas videos, you'll know that we get a letter in the box every day. So far we've had C-O-U-N-T-I, and now we've got N, so I'm assuming that's counting. So I'm assuming it's going to be something about counting down. And then last but not least, this is what we made yesterday on day 6 for the Toft crochet advent calendar. So all the other bits have been unrecognisable so far. I've not been able to tell what they are. This looks like it's the start of a top or a dress. So you've got, it's a bit twisty because of my attention. You've got the neckline here, we've got the 2 sleeves, and then we'll carry on crocheting around this in a bit to make the body of the top or the dress. So yeah, that's what we made yesterday on day 6. As I say, in day 8's video tomorrow, I will show you today's bit of crochet. But that was yesterday's. So we'll see what gets added onto this. Right, so normally that's where I'd end it, and it's been a really, really quick 5 minutes. But as I've said, I am going to go over, just grabbing my notebook, my advents of Toft's Christmas Past. So the very first Toft Advent calendar was released in 2017, and we made Gloria the Red Panda with her gorgeous fluffy ears and her little fluffy face. Lots of colour changes. Big fluffy colour change loop stitch tail. And I will try and put a picture up here of what the packaging looked like. So with it being Toft's first advent, what they did was they had a lovely, hopefully you'll be able to see a picture of it as I'm describing it, a lovely brown cardboard box with a Toft scene, a picture on the front, and then you opened every individual day like you do with a traditional advent calendar, like a chocolate one. And there was a teeny tiny little bit of yarning that you needed for every single day for the bit of crochet that you were doing that day, which was fantastic, brilliant idea, but in practice that meant there were so many ends and things that you had to secure, and you were stopping and starting with the little bit of yarn every single day, which was a bit of a pain. So she's lovely, she's gorgeous. I was quite new to Toft at the time, so this was a bit of a challenge. But there is Gloria the Red Panda. So that was 2017. In 2018, Toft changed it up a little bit, and I think I'll put a picture here of what the packaging in the box was. But I think, where's my phone? If I had my phone, I could check. And I've put my phone down, I don't know where I've put it. Is it over there? No, it's not. So I can't check, but I will put a picture up of what the packaging looked like. They abandoned the open a little door every day. I think they realised as well that it was quite difficult to start those new little bits of yarn off every day and then finish them and everything. So they went with just a nice packaging box with all of the yarn in that you needed. And what we did was that Christmas, so 2018, we actually made 2 creatures. So we had Noel the Chipmunk with his lovely eye patches. He's got a gorgeous stripe down the back. And then this beautiful stripy loop stitch tail, which I'm not sure if some people secured it upwards like that, but I just left mine floppy. So that was Noel the Chipmunk. And we also made Rory the Northern Cardinal. So what Toft started doing with their second advent in 2018 was they gave us all the yarn, and we had a beginner pattern and an intermediate pattern. So Rory the Red Cardinal was the beginner pattern because there was only basic colour changes and increases and decreases. And then if you wanted to, if you were feeling adventurous, you could then make Noel the Chipmunk as well, who was the advanced pattern because he'd got lots of colour changing, loop stitch colour changing as well, so he was the intermediate pattern. So they were the 2 creatures. Let me show Rory off a bit better. He's got his wings with the black tips on, he's got his lovely red tail, his little feet, his little claws, which I did do the extra black back claw on, which is quite fiddly to do. But yeah, so 2018 was Noel the Chipmunk and Rory the Northern Cardinal. 2019, they continued just having a lovely display box. I'll put a picture up of it here if I can, with all the yarn and everything that we needed, and we still made 2 creatures that year. So it was a beginner and a advanced, not intermediate, as I said before, advanced. And the beginner creature was, let me turn his horns around a little bit, Eldon the Yule Goat. So you can see he's got lovely sparkly gold horns, and then he's got his little beard, little tail. He is also supposed to have a bell around his neck, but that's fallen off and I don't know where it is. I will get the pattern out and remake it at some point and put him his bell back on. But there was Eldon the Yule Goat. So he was the beginner pattern for that year, and he is what we call a Toft standard form. So he's got this little pudgy belly here, Heads are normally a bit of a different shape, and then arms and legs are pretty much the same. All you do is you stuff the end, the bulbous hand bit, with yarn and leave the rest of it so it's floppy and it'll sit up. Because what you're supposed to be able to do, if I can do it on my hand, is their hands rest on their legs and then they sit up like this. So yeah, that was Eldon the Yule Goat. And then the advanced creature for that year was when Kerry and Toft started getting really, really adventurous with their creatures. And we had Estella, the Clockwork Nightingale. And I can't remember which story this is from, but Kerry, who is the owner, creative designer, mastermind genius behind Toft, she was actually a clockwork nightingale in her one of her nativities, I think she said. So she's made with the lovely gold yarn. She's got this beautiful little jewelled headdress. She's got jewels all around her body, jewels on her wings. She's got a key, because obviously she's a clockwork. Sorry, my voice keeps going. A clockwork nightingale, so she's got a little key in the back. And then she's got this amazing tail. So we've got these tail feathers that have got the beads on, crochet beads. Then we've got these sort of chain slip stitch bits that have got beads and on the end. Mine are twisting a little bit, but just look at that tail. We did a little bit of surface crochet here, so you can see the grey underneath, and then the sparkly gold was crocheted on top. So that was Estella, the Clockwork Nightingale, and Eldon the Yule Goat, which were 2019's makes. Right, moving into 2020, Toft went in a bit of a different direction. Because until then, I think they'd pretty much done sort of standard form animals. They'd brought the birds in. But then Kerry brought in dolls. So I'm filming in a different place today, but if you watch my other Flossmas videos, you'll be able to see the dolls in the background. So 2020 was where we made, whoop, she's on the stand, this amazing, let's try and move her hair out of the way. Her glasses keep falling off as well. And they called them the Winter Ruler doll. And what we did was we made a body and we made most of the clothing that was standard, but then with the hair and the crown and the staff and things like that, we got choices. So no two creations were exactly the same. So let me take her off the stand and then I'll be able to show you a little bit better. So because it wasn't an actual character, it was one of our own that we created. I named mine Wilhelmina, the White Winter Woodland Witch. So you can see she's got little boots on with little gems on. She's got a beautiful icicle dress. She's got this amazing cape. Gorgeous dress with a collar and the jewel and the icicle sleeves, little mittens, and then we made a staff, which I think has got a straw in it because that's just bent. I think I put the straw in it. And then for her hair, I decided to do these gorgeous curly locks, and I decided to do a little bit of grey at the front because she's an older woodland witch, so I decided to do a few little grey streaks at the front. I decided to put some glasses on her, and then I made her beautiful crown, which I think, yes it has, it's actually got wire crocheted into the crown so that you can position the points where you want them. So yeah, that was a really interesting year because this was the first Toft full-size doll that I'd ever made. And this was what got me hooked. I really, really liked the dolls. Before I put her back on display later, I'm going to have to sort her hair and her glasses out. Her glasses are a bit big, and because she's got that much hair, I have to kind of tuck her hair into her glasses to keep it where it should be. That's a little bit better. They're staying up a little bit better now. But yeah, all the different choices that we got to make and the personalisations were really, really exciting and really interesting. So as I say, no two people's Winter Ruler doll came out exactly the same. We've got some lovely sparkly yarn on those icicles there. But yeah, absolutely love her. She stands in pride of place on the in the window ledge in my living room, because I absolutely love her. She's amazing. Pop her back down there. So that was 2020. 2021 started a couple of years of birds Toft advents. So in 2021 we made Jasper the Resplendent Quetzal. And Jasper has just got so many amazing colours. This gorgeous red body, the red and the green is so Christmassy. He's got little jewelled toes. And then if I turn him around, obviously you can see this is where Toft started adding beads to their projects. So he's got his wings here, which are beaded, his crown on the top, which is beaded. Then he's got this tail feather section here, which is beaded. But then these two long feathers here, we've got, oh, that one's backwards. We've got some crochet details on the bottom of them. We've got the beads running all the way down. So yeah, this was the first time I think that Toft had used beads in their creations. And crocheting with beads, I find it pretty simple actually. The hardest bit is actually threading them onto the yarn to crochet with them. But once you've got that nailed, so 2021 was Jasper the Resplendent Quetzal, and he really is resplendent. All of his beautiful green and teal colours and all of those gorgeous beads. So sparkly. So that was Jasper, that was 2021. 2022 we had another bird and we had a lot more beads. So this is Aster. I can't remember if she was the bird of peace or the bird of hope. One of those. So she's not based on a real bird. She's actually based on several different aspects of birds. And she represents sort of like peace and hope. Because obviously 2022, you know, Kerry had been designing her through COVID and what have you. So she's all in whites and greys. Her head's a bit wonky at the minute. I think it's because she's been stored in a bag. She's got this beautiful mane of hair that's all beaded along the sides. Beads all along her gorgeous wings. And then the tail on this bird is just stunning. We actually had wire in this kit as well, so that we could put her wings up like this. I didn't include it because she sits in my Christmas tree, so she doesn't really need the wire. She doesn't need her wings to be held up. But that is all tail and tail feathers. So we've got these longer bits that have got beads on, and they just get progressively longer as we go along. And then we try and get one from the front, and then we've got sort of these slip stitch curls with beads and things on at the end. But then we've got, let me pick them out so I can show you properly. Oh, there's another one and another one. Then we've got like these long curly bits of feather that have got the beads on the end of them as well. It's just absolutely stunning. So gorgeous. And then her toes have even got beads on as well, these gorgeous crystal beads. So some people put the modelling wire that we got in her legs and feet so that she would stand up. Some people put it in the wings so that the wings could go up like this. I just left mine without the wire in, and I liked her as she was. So there is Aster, the bird of either peace or hope, I can't remember, from 2022. Gorgeous. So 2023 we went into mini dolls, and I'd never made a Toft mini doll before, and we actually made a trio of them. So let me show you them one at a time. So they are inspired by the Nutcracker. So we've got the Mouse King. I've got these little tiny doll stands to stand them on as well. So we've got the Mouse King, and you've actually got little, like, I can't remember if they're horsehair whiskers. We crocheted with ribbon for his crown and for his little sword. He's got, look at his little feet and his paws. We did almost like a popcorn stitch type thing on his feet and his paws to make his little paws. And then he's got his little tail sticking out at the back and this beautiful beaded cape. We added sort of this button detailing at the front. I really, really enjoyed this one. This was one of my favourite years for the Toft Advents. It's hard to pick favourites, as you can probably see from all of the beautiful creations I've shown off so far that Kerry's come up with, but this one was one of my favourites. I think it might have been because of all the purples, because I love purple. And I mean, I've never seen a production of the Nutcracker or anything like that, so it wasn't the theme that I loved. I just loved making this trio of creatures. So there is the Mouse King, who is turning around on his little stand. Oh, so gorgeous. Then we made the Sugar Plum Fairy, and we had all this beautiful purple tulle to make her tutu with. She's got a little beaded bodice, a little beaded headdress. We did her hair in a little bun. We used some of the same ribbon that we'd crocheted with for the Mouse King. We used that for her little shoes. So she is just beautiful. And again, we got modelling wire in this one, which I chose not to use, but some people put it in her arms so that her arms were up like this, or that one was up and one was down, so they could bend her arms around in different positions. I just decided to leave them as they were. So there's the Sugar Plum Fairy. And last but not least, the man himself, the Nutcracker. And this one was just, I think, one of my absolute favourites. And you can probably tell why. We actually got, just let me lift his hat up a bit. We got some wool roving in black and in grey so that we could make a beard and hair. So again, these are personalised for each individual person that made the Nutcracker. They are all different because we all chose how to do our own beards and moustaches and hair. But then you can see he's got this beautiful beaded jacket. We've got the lace on his boots. We've got the little epaulettes here with the beads on. But his hat and the staff that we made with this gorgeous rose gold chain. I'm not sure if it's going to focus. Absolutely beautiful. So he is definitely one of my favourites, and the whole Nutcracker trio were my favourites. Let me see if I can stand them all up together. Get them all in my hand, stand them all up together. There they are as a trio. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So that was 2023. Last year, 2024, we stayed in mini dolls and we actually had Hansel and Gretel. So here is little Hansel. His face has got a bit squashed. I think it's where he's been in storage since last Christmas. So here we've got Hansel, and you can see we've got some lovely sparkly green yarn. Made a little pom-pom from the top of his hat. He's got his little scarf, his little lederhosen or whatever they're called. We made a little bag. He's got his little shoes and shorts on. So there, and his hat actually comes off, and then we've got his lovely curly hair. So that was Hansel. Then we had Gretel, and she was just beautiful. She's got this gorgeous, almost lederhosen dress with her little apron on the front, and then we made her cape. We've got little pigtails. She's got her little sparkly green hood. She's got a little basket as well, and her little boots. And I will admit, I don't know the story of Hansel and Gretel very well, but we also made the pièce de résistance, this beautiful beaded swan. Look at the beads on that. So they're on the outsides of her wings, they're around her neck, around her beak. We've got some on the front. We did lots of colour changing here. So yeah, I think Kerry did explain how the swan or the duck or whatever it was, I can't remember now, was linked to Hansel and Gretel. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Let me try and hold those three up. Brother and sister. And then the swan. So They are my Toft Advents of Christmases past. So this video has been a little bit longer. We're nearly up to 25 minutes. I hope you enjoyed looking at all my Toft creations from Advents from years gone by. We've put all our Christmas decorations and things up this morning. I've got my Christmas jumper on. I've got my, I'll just stand up a bit and show you, my Fa-la-la-la-llama jumper, which it's not very cold today. It's quite warm. So this will be getting taken off and I'll be back in pyjamas after this. So I will try and take a few photos of our Christmas tree and all our decorations and everything as I'm looking around the living room and pop them up here for you to have a look. So we've got the lights on our Christmas tree, and then some of my birds sit in the Christmas tree. You'll be able to see on the hearth. I've got some other Christmassy creatures that I have knitted over the years. I've got some on our window ledge. I've got some other Toft crochet creatures that I've made over the years. I've got a robin and a snowman, an amaryllis plant, and a Christmas poinsettia. Then I've got some snowflakes on my little tree that I have in the window, and I've got my Mill Hill cross-stitched beaded stag up in the window as well, and my husband's edition Tinselsaurus. You'll be able to see Tinselsaurus in there as well. We have to have a sparkly tinsel Tyrannosaurus and the window display as well at my husband's request. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. That is day 7 of Advent. I am going to go off and put all of these back on display now so that I can take the pictures for you. I will do my little bit of crochet for today, and then I think I am going to work on my Historical Sample Company Magical Gingerbread stitch along today, try and get that finished. But man, that gingerbread house in the middle, there is a lot of stitches in that, and it is taking me ages. So thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed whatever you've got in your advent calendars today. Let me know in the comments down below which crafty advent calendars you've got. Let me know what you're crocheting, knitting or stitching at this time of year, what Christmas things you're doing. And yeah, thank you for joining me. Have a lovely Sunday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye guys.